Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear and see me pretty good here? How you doing, Robert? Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear and see me pretty good here? How you doing, Robert? Oh, now what happened? Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear and see me pretty good here? How you doing, Robert? Oh, now what happened? Hello, everybody. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Can you hear me pretty good, Robert? Beautiful. Just like it was last night. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Like last night, I was going to go ahead and make a Tuesday night hangout, so I just felt like making a Saturday night hangout just so I get used to everything, and maybe I could do something different, on here. But I'm glad everything's running quite well right here, and such a beautiful day today for Saturday. It's kind of warm for a change. I was thinking about bringing out my Queen Mary. I can do some dusting on it. It's getting awful dust. I'm trying to get all my models all dusted off. I try to dust them off every 3 months. Dust them, and like I say, these things are dust magnets. Yep. Window came up a while ago. It says Google Hangout or something. It's gone. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing, young man? You all right, buddy? Yeah. Models are dust magnets. If it's dust around, it'll find it. They are. That's the only thing bad about it. You're constantly dusting all the time. You got a model set there. You just got them building it, and about a day later, you look at it, and you can see dust on it. Dust ain't too bad as long as it's not disturbed. If you start disturbing dust with fans like that, it just blows all over the place. Yep. It's definitely cooler weather here in Ohio land. Today, God gave us a gorgeous day today. It was pretty much in the upper 50s today, temperature-wise. It was a lot better than it was. But like I said, there's going to be some cold days coming up here in a hurry. Yeah. Man, I tell you, that stuff can really back a model. And the thing about it is you got to be very careful with dust because that stuff there is very abrasive. You can work that dust right into your plastic, to your paint, especially if it's gloss. You got something that's really glossy. Man, that gloss will really soak that dust in just like a sponge will soak in water. Now, aircraft that has matte finishes on like that, or you use a fine lady's blush brush, you can get these anywhere. It'll come up with no problem. So it's always good to put a coat of matte on your models. Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yep, friction. Tools, tools, tools. Are these tools here? Are these some tools? Hmm. Hey, how you doing, Fumble Thumbs? Welcome to the Saturday Night Live Hangout with Frankie Day here. This is my second successful Hangout I had since I changed over to Google Chrome. So I got everything here like the way I want it. It's good. This works very well for me right here. Robert, I'm still farting around with this Weston Lysander. I haven't done nothing on it yet, sir. But I think later on this evening, I think about 10 o'clock or so, I'm going to start. I'm going to start appreciating the fuselage and the wings and everything, and get her clothes on. Right now, I was thinking about bringing up the Queen Mary and do some dusting on her, and have the show. We have some jolly tunes after a while. Oh yeah, that's a good kit. I got one of those too. It's in a bag. It's a Novo. It's an airlines 1/72 scales. Spare St. Louis there, Pedazza. I mean it's a Nova kit, yeah, because Nova's got all the frog kits, and the frogs are airlines where they are. It was a good kit. That's okay, Pebble Thumbs. I mean, last night at I think around 10 o'clock or so, I got on this Google Chrome right here. I got to think if I can use Google Chrome, it can help me. And sure enough, it took me right to YouTube and go live, and all of a sudden, this beautiful HD window came up, and the chat works good. You guys are sending my messages. I'm receiving yours. I'm a very happy man. Now I got 6 fellows out there. 2 thumbs up. This might not be a Class A video with a lot of fellows on there like that, but I can entertain you guys quite well, and I enjoy doing this. This is my night out. It's cold outside and it gets dangerous. All these morons out there driving their cars and running. I got back from the store. There must have been about 5 wrecks out there. These people that got these iPads, they just ain't watching what they're doing. My God. To the love of life, I understand why don't any law against that. That's next thing, a drunk driver. At least the drunk wants to get home safe. Check that wing, dude. Left side. That's good. That's the way I wants it. It's a beautiful kit, the Smashbox 1/32 scale Weston Lysander. A real nice kit. Goes together very well. I was really amazed that there's no filler on this kit. And the kit's virtually almost 40 years old. Hey, my car works out real good there, Robert. Since I got in that wreck earlier this year, and that Pontiac GT I got works very, very well. It's a good car. It has good gas mileage and everything. But I miss that Blazer I had because I can load up all my big tugboats, and believe it or not, I can still do the same thing in that car, just just a smaller space. No, this is an Emigrant kit. Pedazza. Yeah. Let me get it for you. Come here, old Shaky. You're being summoned. Yeah, you're a heavy girl, buddy. You must have got tanks or something inside you. You have 300 crew members. Yeah, there she is. My C-124 Globemaster. Old Shaky. This is the Emigrant kit, all resin. I did a video on this. Look up my videos. You'll see me construct this model. Also, I've got the air model kit, and it's built. It's down below in my bosun locker. And I got another kit in vacuum form inside the bag over there in my stash pile. This is pretty good. I really enjoy this thing. This is a good kit. It's awful heavy, and it's a very detailed airplane. And I flew in one of these from Travis Air Force Base all the way to Clarkfield, the Philippines. Yep, that triple two was a good flying boat. And that Sunrunner came out very well, and they're one of my favorites of the flying boat ranges. Yep, that's right. Let me put it back over here. Oh, you're a heavy girl. You are heavy. I'm heavy. Yeah, like I say, you got all that detail you put in the fuselage of those airplanes, and you cover it up so man, no one can't see nothing, but you know it's there. Same thing in a real airplane. It's all there, but you just can't see it. Yeah, you got to be careful. These things are fragile. It takes you months to build them, weeks to build them, and it takes just like that to wreck them. Just like that. Before you blink your eye like this, it's wrecked. Gotta be very careful. Things is big, you gotta keep out of harm's way. I was on that C-124 Globemaster. I was very surprised back in 1964 when I was on one of those things. I shipped me out all the way to Subic Bay, the Philippines. I flew all the way from Fairfield, California, Travis Air Force Base, and I got on that thing, and very interesting. It's a rough ride in them things, very rough and very drafty. And I was very surprised they still use them. And they told me one time, it says this thing's going out. It's being replaced by the Starlifter and also the C-5A Galaxy. The C-5A Galaxy is one huge, huge, colossal airplane. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day here. I've been pretty busy on the cleaning up some of all these airplanes from dust and everything. I got that Catalina behind me. Got her all cleaned up. Got to get her all boxed up and set her down below. Yep, I got another Cold War build I'll be doing pretty soon. Let me see if I can find it back there in the stash pile. I'll probably be doing that pretty soon. Where are you at? Berlin Airlift. Operation Vittles. C-99. They use this as the C-121, the Connie. This hit the Constellation. This is before they extended the fuselage and made the Super G Constellation. This aircraft here portrayed in the Berlin Airlift. There's old Shaky in the background back there. You got a C-54 flying above, a couple of C-47s behind them. A very humane event back in those days. And I remember back in 1949, I remember I was probably about 9 years old back then. It was a great humanitarian thing because back back at the time when Hitler left Germany, when after he was whatever happened to him, he left the place, all his people in ruins. They had no control, no military, no government, nothing. And it was all under control by the Eastern Front, and we were coming in helping the poor people out. My God, that was a very great humanitarian act we did. Oh yeah, I remember that old kit. Old Revell really ventured in space kits, space rockets. I had an old Revell kit. I think I bought it back in 1953, and I think I was about 12 years old back then. And it was TWA rocket. It was based on that Walt Disney thing called Missile Rocket to the Moon. It had on top of it, it was like an aircraft right there. And the wings came out like this. They weren't delta, they're just like wings. They came out, they had a tail like this. You had another stage came down like this. And it stopped. You had another stage came down. It was probably about a good 18 inches high. That kid has not been seen since that date. Huh? I never knew what happened to it, but it's one of their Walt Disney jobs they did. Yep. Use my special silver paint on this Connie right here. I bought this many years ago. I think about 38 years ago. There's the decals they give you. It's backwards on here, guys, because of the way it is. But I think you get the picture pretty good, though. The decals are not the finest, but they will work very well. And here's the fuselage right here. I flew in one of these. It was the Eastern Airlines. And I think I sat right about over in here. No, I sat right about here. I remember looking out the window because these things had 2 seats to each window. You had 2 people each window. And back over here, I can remember, back over here, from here to here, it was like a little lounge where you could sit down on the tables back. I remember that because I used to go back there. I used to walk around all the time back there and see my mom. My mom used to smoke. And back in those days, people could smoke in airplanes, smoke everywhere. There wasn't no socialism back in those days. But at a certain time you could smoke, at certain times you couldn't smoke. And they had nice ventilation inside there. They kept the smoke, neutral, and no one really was getting all choked out and stuff, So I remember when we took off, I was sitting there, I seen them flames shooting out the door in the SLs and this thing. And man, I tell you, I was scared beyond control. I was like, and I thought we are going to crash. And the stewardess calmed me down. She said, no, we're not going to crash. That's normal. It does that. And now I know because those engines are 2,800 horsepower. That's a lot of horsepower, fellas, You had those exhaust systems and things had. And so this is going to be a Cold War build. I was looking at this thing. It's a very beautiful airplane. And I'm glad I bought this years ago. So like I say, guys, you guys go in hobby shops anymore. You buy stuff like this. You buy anything. Buy 2 or 3 of them. And because you never know. Something could go wrong with the world and don't make it no more. You got it. Yes, Consolation, Berlin, Operation Vittles. That was a great humanitarian part for the British and the Americans. We fed those people, helped them out. Man, I tell you, that goes to show you guys, like it says in the Bible, don't let no man beguile you. No man. You follow no man. And those people actually believe in the miracle. This guy can really pull them out. This guy here was nuts. And he starved all those poor people. Crazy. And it can happen again, too. It can happen again. Yeah, those exhaust systems were really putting out some exhaust. Like I say, 20 horsepower is a lot of horsepower. You throttle that thing up, you tell the flight engineer give you full maximum power for takeoff. And you hit those throttles up forward like that, and those engines are just opened up. You got open up those cow flaps, that air to cool those big old Pratt Whitney motors and things had. It shoots out them big old exhaust flames, you know. That's why you look at the top of the wings of those things. In all commercial, it's all black right there. Keep that flame from burning up the paint stuff. It's kind of like an anti-fouling paint, heat-resistant paint to keep from blistering the paintwork. Because they put out a lot of heat, guys. I tell you that. Yep. Got a lot of stuff here for show and tell here. I get that buffalo. I think you guys seen that buffalo already. Yeah, I got a lot of dusting to do. I took a tour of the models here. I looked around and said, good God, you got a lot of dusting to do. Yeah, okay, Robert. Let's see what I can bring out here. Once I get my ships going, this one right here, I'm going to start finishing up on. This is my Wanderer Whaler. I think you guys remember that quite well on the videos I posted on and I was doing. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing built. Such a nice kit. Came out very, very well. And this thing is ancient. It's very old. It came out in 1966. And comes with crew members, chains, rigging line. A very beautiful whaler ship when it's done. And I'm going to build this direct out of the box. Even use the kit saw rat lines. It's not going to hurt it. It gives it a little bit of original authenticity. So I want to get this thing going pretty good. And I got some more stuff here. Here's my new first release, 1997, PBY flying boat. That gives was stationed at Kailua North Shore Seaplane Base in Honolulu, Hawaii, during the attack of Pearl Harbor. Now, since I got this airplane in my hand right here, since we're on the subject of Pearl Harbor, I could, Admiral Husband Kimmel was in charge of the whole naval SINPAC fleet. And The only blunder at Pearl Harbor, the only mistake this man made, I think the biggest mistake the man made, which cost him all the battleships and a lot of people getting killed. And this man would use this flying boat to an advantage for reconnaissance. For a 200-mile perimeter search around the islands, 12-hour search, 200 miles out. They come back in, another one take off, and relieve it, do the same thing. I guarantee they would have spotted that fleet, that the Japanese Imperial fleet that came within 200 miles of launching the aircraft to Oahu, Hawaii. And gave this airplane enough time to radio message, just spotted an enemy fleet coming to a full task force, 6 carriers, over 350 aircraft coming towards Hawaii. That would give Husband Kimmel for red alert, get all sailors offshore, get on board ship, get these boiler systems fired away, get these things out of the harbor as fast as they could. That would give them enough time to get them out of there. That was the biggest blunder. These things got a range of 3,000 miles. That's a lot of range. These things are like a vulture. They can stay in the air forever, as long as the engines don't crap out. So this was the biggest mistake this man made. He underestimated the airplane, and the airplane would change the world. This man was a battleship sailor. He thought all wars would be fought on battleships. When you think of the past, you're not going to have a future for nothing. This airplane he should have used to his advantage and would have saved a lot of ships. It would have saved lives and could have changed history in the war too. They might not have been at Pearl Harbor. That's a lot of things to think about. Okay, check the chat board here. Yes, I have, J-Man. I've got the HMS down. He's down below the base in the bosun locker down below. It's a Billings kit. I built that years ago. Has sails on and everything. I even carved out little figures like had on. Yep, PBY Strawberry 6. Now that was on the Battle of Midway when he spotted the Gumo's fleet, not Gumo's fleet, but the other fleet he had down there. And see, the PBY was a very beautiful airplane. These flying boats were very good at the time, but now they're kind of phased out because they no longer use them anymore. And I'll put it this way and show you the one behind it, the 5A version. I built this about, I don't know, almost 20 years ago. No, less than that. I'll say about 15 years ago. This is the 5A version, the snafu catchers. This aircraft right here is down at the Wright Penn Air Force Base Museum. So if you ever go to Dayton, Ohio, always go to the Air Force Base Museum. You will not be disappointed. They got this here airplane in there. You can walk up to it up here, touch it, look inside landing gear, walk around. Very beautiful airplane. PBY was a very, very beautiful airplane for a day. Now this one right here, I got too little bit gloss happy with this thing. And when you get too gloss happy, it yellows. You can see the yellowing on here from the varnish. Now it's starting to bleach out now. You take these things out in the sunlight, natural sunlight, even that light right there will bleach this out to the color. And you see right here. This right here was, this red right here was the same color of all this yellowing here. Now it's back to its normal way it's supposed to be. And so that's one reason why I got it over here. I dusted it up, and there wasn't no dust on it at all because this thing's been in the box. That's the reason why this thing is all yellow. It had no light, and so it got yellow. I learned this. I don't do that no more. So if I took this to a model show, they'll say it's nice Catalina, and they'll walk by it and won't even give it an award. It's because that makes it one less thing inferior about the rest of them, the finish. So like I say, you get yelling like that, take it outside in the sun. It'll get rid of that yelling real quick. It'll take a while, but you can see it. It gets rid of it. It's called sun bleach. Okay, see what you guys got on there, fellas. I have been following the chat here and answering your questions, but I'll get to you. It's a sweet airplane, guys. I wouldn't mind. Oh, I got about 4 more of those in my stash. Just like that. I haven't built them yet. Yep. Jacques Cousteau used the Nomad. It had the higher tail. And that was the, they call it the PBJ Nomad. They changed the designation to it. That was about the last, I think that was the last refit of the Catalina they did. That came on, cool. Well, later after the war. Hell, probably around 44, late 44 it came out. That's 1/48 scale there, Sir Robert. It's a monogram kit. Now, the first PBY I showed you for the Kaneohe, North Shore, Hawaii, Pearl Harbor, that's a monogram kit too. That was in 1997. That was the first release when the kit came out. You've probably seen the box art. You see a TBF out there laying out in the water with life rafts. You can see it flying over. It has beaching gear. I got a black cat up there too. I think I did a video of that on eBay. I've done that one. And I got a lot of stuff here. I got this here. This needs to be cleaned. I think I clean it off while I'm talking to you guys. I'm looking at it. This old Skytrain, Dakota. A4D. He had a D. Russell Goslin had a D-Day group build. Had this airplane on here. This is the Buzz Buggy. This is the original 1977, 78 release. They did it in the 70s. And this aircraft alone is a very beautiful airplane. And like I say, back in the 70s, monogram was really shelling out the quarter-inch scale bombers and everything. And they when they brought this out back in 78, it cost $10. That's how much it was. It $10. $10 was nothing compared to what we got now today. And I bought about 3 or 4 of them. And I got 3 of them in my stash. And I got this one here that I built. This is a pretty good plane. This monogram did a very excellent job designing this airplane and producing it. It's pretty much authentic as a real one. I see the real one all the time down at the Air Force Station, see them. And they got that in the same way as this, with the D-Day markings on it. Donald Douglas did an excellent job designing this airplane. I mean, these guys were very, very well respected designers who designed these machines. These airplanes will still be flown today. These things are 60, 70, 80 years old. I mean, old like me. and still flying. Yep, that's right. Monogram always was the kingpin of plastic models because their kits were so aesthetic, and the moldings of them, they were like precision moldings. And with those moldings in mind, they produce a good kit. And the designers in Morton Grove, Illinois, when they were out there designing these beautiful airplanes, especially back in the nifty 50s and 60s. They say, well, that guy's like a tank around with it. Let's make him with retractable landing gear and props that span and flaps that go up and down, drop bombs and things. These things were classics of the day. For that time, these kits were the top shelf models at the time, and luckily we got them. Yeah, you'll find the build on this. It's called the D-Day Group Build, Russell Goslin. I believe he was the one that was the host of it. I think he hosted the show, the buddy build, and everybody participated into it. It came out very well. It was a big group, a big buddy build. I mean, group build. It was a lot of people put a lot of good stuff out. Martin Lamont, he put out the I think the new 1/72 scale new tooling C-47. I think he did that for his entry. But this right here, I did this for that entry right here. This thing's been all appreciated, and all jazz been toned down a lot. Too bad this camera don't do very much justice to it, though. But it still needs good cleaning and got some dust off of it. But this is a very nice airplane. I really enjoyed building this thing, and this thing was about 3 weeks for me to build. And all that paint on here is evasion stripes or something else. And it's a lot of work. But model work makes a good model. I got a bunch of paratroopers too. You can see them right here. All stand up in course. I hope I don't drop this thing. If I do, I'll never regret it. I'll regret it the rest of my life. You can see how they are right there. I got it over here. And that's where they're going to go. Right about here. Let me straighten this out, fellas. There it is. That's your 1977 monogram Skytrain C-47. The sweetheart of D-Day. Mad Genius Productions. How you doing, dear sir? Welcome to my Saturday night hangout. I'm having a joyful time. We got 11 people up here watching. They got 3 thumbs up. And I'm very happy and very honored to each one of you fellas out there. And we got a lot of good stuff coming up. Thank you very much. I'm very honored to have everybody here on my hangout right here. I may not be able to see you, but I can feed off your chat as the incoming messages are coming in, and that's my Bible right there to keep this hangout going. If it wasn't for that, I'd be talking to myself and I feel foolish. Yeah, we'll have some jolly tunes after a while, and I got a lot of models to show you. I'll bring out some stuff, guys. I'm like a vulture, always looking around. I can bring out and show you guys. But the thing about it is I got so much stuff to show you here. If I lose something, I'm afraid I'll break something. It's like a china closet in here. Yeah, I got all these ship models calling on me. I got this one calling up. I'll be working on that real soon. I think I've posted that in one of my video upcoming winter builds. I think you fellas probably seen it. Let me go over here and bring it over. This way, Franco. This way. This is my Gearing destroyer. Let me show you the box art this thing. I bought this kid back in 1979. You got to excuse it. Everything's ass backwards, guys. So this is the way the camera sees it. Maybe right at your end, but this is the USS Gearing. Scale's 1/16 scale, 1/192. She's about 20. Well, we'll find out how long she is. I get this whole card out pretty good. It's all wood. You gotta take all this off. All these, you call these knucks. These all got to be carved out and sanded. The same thing right here you see on the stern, on the knuckle, on the stern, on the fantail. The same thing right here on the stem, on the valve. Big ass knucks. Well, the reason why there's knucks in there is because this thing was carved on a duplicating machine. They got a finished hole like this. It's finished. They got the finished hole here, which is the master. They got another one's duplicated right next to it. They got a duplicating machine, and they go like this. This guy here fills the hull. As he fills the hull, that one on your duplicating the hull on your right hand will do the same thing on the side here. Then you duplicate the other side, and you got a carved hull. And you leave these big knucks on here, and they got to be filed and sanded down quite well. So this is going to be a good project to work on. And this is an old Marine model kit. And this came out back in the, this model probably came out back in the, probably early 1950s or 40s. The hull is very, basswood, very solid. Inside this box, Marine models are very good kits. They started out as true scale models, but they were Marine models because it says on there true scale Marine models. Then they said let's call it Marine models, and they just changed everything there. Oh yeah, that's how they do it. That's how they duplicate those hulls. Because you got a duplicating machine. That's how they don't do that no more. I mean, I think the only company does it nowadays is Blue Jacket. Blue Jacket ship crafters out of Maine are the oldest model company in the world. And they're so plugged on, but the kits are very pricey too. So they produce that with solid wood hulls, and they produce a duplicating machine. Same thing, all these solid metal shipways, Marine models, all these old kits. Nope. The Atlantic needs to be rigged up. It's over here. Anyway, inside this box is all the fittings for this here kit. I'll bring out the Atlantic to you, buddy. That thing needs to be finished. That's another one I'm going to be finishing up on. And I got a spot where to put that, along with the Wanderer Whaler. Now I got to get that done, and we get that Wanderer Whaler all done. Then I've got more stuff coming. Put this away here, fellas. There you go over here. You come over here. I haven't done much to it since the last video. This is a very beautiful kit. I started doing some rigging on it. I got the rigging. I started doing with the bobstays with the chains on here on the bowsprit. And I made some eyes right there, as you can see. A copper eye. Where I can take my standing rigging up there. Then run my running rigging after that. And this here is going to be another one of my finish up jobs I got to do. And these things, like I say, they're dust collectors. I'm very lucky I don't get that much dust in here, but I try not to disturb the dust. Like dust ain't nothing, you know, as long as it's not disturbed. If you start disturbing dust with fans blowing around and everything, and that stuff blows all over the place, and you start painting, and you look at your model, you go, see, what's all this stuff on top of here? It's dust. And guess what? Your paint job's ruined because it's peppered with all this dust, especially when it's wet. You don't want that happening. Anyway, guys, I'm glad you mentioned this. Here, Robert, I'm glad you mentioned it. And this needs to be refinished. Not refinished, but it needs to be finished up. This is a very, very ancient kit. The deck's removable. You got a hole right here. You're probably wondering what this hole's at. That's where you have a switch, off and on switch for your motor. These were ankle-deep pond sailors one time. As a kid, you used to sail these things across all day long. All day long. For $2 to $3, you could beat that with 2 broken sticks. Put you over here. That's like a show. Here's my Bismarck. This is my Tamiya kit. I got this back in 1980 when it first came out. This thing cost $50 back then. And it comes with a motor. I don't have no photo etch sets for it. All those thing needs is a photo etch set, and it's done. And it's 1/350 scale. This is a very, very nice kit. This ain't the bottle of Rhine. This is how she was when she got sunk. This is a very good kit, guys. You can find these in eBay once in a while. They come up time by time. And you can probably get them maybe as much as this thing cost me 40 years ago. And more stuff coming. J-Man, yes, I did finish the CSS Alabama. It's all done. Let's see if I can bring it over here. Oh, yeah. It's done. Yep, here she is. The CSS Alabama. Captain Raphael Sims. This is his Commerce Raider. It was sunk by the Kearsarge. And very dusty. It takes about 5 hours for me to dust this thing off. It's not that bad. It comes, it's like, this dust here is like talcum powder. It just blows. Anyway, this is the CSS Alabama. This is a very beautiful kit. This is a Revell kit. And they're on eBay time by time. They're very expensive. They got one. The cursor, the USS Kearsarge. Anybody mentions eBay and ships, you'll see a nice, handsome price tag of $850 for a 1960 kit. And the Warline did this. I airbrushed copper on it, and a lot of work. And this thing keeps you busy. And let's see here. So this is the mighty CSS Alabama. I put it back in her berth. Here's another one I'll be working on. Yeah, they have Robert. I wouldn't mind getting that Kearsarge they got. I like to know what the price tag in that thing, but I see one on eBay. Pretty stiff value, about $300. Here's one I built from scratch. I'm building. This is a C3 merchantman. This is a Hawaiian packer. And I carved this out of a 2x4. And there's the wood right there underneath it. It needs to be cleaned up really bad. And I brought it down from the bosun locker down below because I'm going to work on it. It needs to be cleaned. And it's 1/16 scale. And it's a nice Hawaiian. It's a nice freighter, C3 freighter. These things were used as a merchantman. And they don't use these no more. So I got a lot of work in doing these things. And she needs a very good cleaning. She's very dirty. Yep. Boy, got a lot of stuff over here. Here's my a 1955 Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This is one of the first classes. I was on the sister ship of this, USS Coral Sea. And she's a midway class aircraft carrier for a time. This is a very ancient, one of the first of the early Revell kits that were purchased back in the nifty 1950s. The price tag back in those days, this thing cost about $3. That was a very lot of money. 1955, $3 was a lot of money. And so I built this right out of the 1950 paint schedule of this thing. I was painted back in 1950s. Was going to paint the waterline silver on it. I guess, well, no, I never seen silver on railings and shit before. I think I was about, well, I don't know how old I built this thing. I think I was about 13 years old. I built this. And I painted the waterline with an aerosol pen. And it's very, very old. Yes, sir, J-Man. I got the Fitzgerald. It's 1/16 scale. It's 54 inches long. It's down below in my finished basement down there. That too needs to be fixed up a little bit. So anyway, this is my old Franklin D. Roosevelt. And man, it's really getting old. Man. Oh, I see what happened. I think those are F9F Cougars, 86 Sky Raiders, 2 HUP choppers, and F4U Corsairs. That was the air wing of 1949. This carrier was built in 1949. We built 3 of them. Coral Sea, the Midway, and the Franklin Roosevelt. They did it consecutively. And this is my very old kit I've done. And yep, that's right, Robert. That's correct, sir. Put it back in the berth. They got a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff. Here's one of my small jobs, 1/700 scale. These are not too bad, not too hateful to build either. This is USS California. This is after her refit. And she was torpedoed pretty bad at Pearl Harbor. Along with all the battle line that we had at Pearl Harbor was sent to Puget Sound, Washington State, up the West Coast. They were out there to refit. And what it did, they put an extra torpedo blister on her hull. You can see she don't have the characteristics that she was at Pearl. So what they did, using a pointer stick right here, you can see the outline of the hull right here, right across here, where the torpedo blister was at. They made it wider. You can see it. This was the original hull. It came all the way through here to there. And what they did, they just put an extra torpedo blister across here to make it bigger. And they got rid of those old-fashioned open 5-inch 25 open mounts. Them things are obsolete, they say. The days of Spanish-American War, World War I's over with. This is World War II. We're going to put twin 5-inch 38s on there in place. So it kind of spicing up the battle platform for this thing. So this is a nice kit too. And that's a nice job right there. And I got some other stuff I want to show you. Here's one I got off the wall in the living room. This is my Queen Mary. I built this many years ago. This is a scale of 1/364 scale, 1/32 scale. This thing's almost 40 inches long, and it's made out of wood using Edward Westwester plans. I got these plans from Abe Taubman Plan Service, and they I got the plans and I made plank frame construction. I was like, made out of paper, and it's made out of all kinds of stuff. Lamp panels. I went down there to the there's a place out there that was called Ace Hardware, it's a hardware store. They sold all these lamp panels. So I bought a bunch of those and I used those as display bases and drilled holes through the base plate here up to the hull of my ship here. This is my Queen Mary. And she's a very beautiful ship. And she's rotting away down there in Long Beach, California, because they're not doing too much, they're not performing too much maintenance on her. I got another one to show you, Robert, and all you great fellows out there. And I put the Queen away. She's been cleaned off pretty well. It's big, you can tell. It's huge. It's big. I got millions of these things. Out in the spring house. I got my whole life working all over the place there. I'll be up back. Oh, I got another treat for you. This is the SS or TSS Andrew Doria. I built this for Westwester Plans. This is one scale, 200 scale. It was, they had it at what it was, what as 1/200 scale it was. And it was old 1/250 scale. That's 1/250 it was. And this is all been lacquered finish. And it took a long time to build this thing. It's built out of paper and wood. And this is a very sad story for a ship like this. I was 16 years old when this ship sunk. I was at, I think I was living in Virginia. And Norfolk, Virginia. I heard about that. They had Ruth Roman. She was a movie star. And she was doing a filming for something. I don't know what it was. And I think one of her kids were on there or something. And oh, she was really It was a big thing back in those days. But like I say, those Captain Columbine, and the people, and the other captain on the Swedish Stockholm, those two guys should have had their master's license taken away, and they should step up the carpet and for what they've done, causing two ships one the founder and one to be repaired. And there's a little bit of death involved in both collisions. One captain said, "Well, let's do the common starboard to starboard." The other guy goes, "Well, is he going starboard or going to port?" "Well, I was going to go port instead of starboard to starboard." And what he did, he got in the line of this thing got in the way of the Stockholm, and she kind of harpooned her. It hit her right about here. It took out frame 76A all the way to frame 120, all the way down to the bilge kill the other side. And when it did, all of her generators over here. She has not dominoes, you call them, generators. And these generators were like flood pumps. That's a pumping system. They were immediately flooded, rendering this ship a dead duck. It was dead in the water. So she sunk down 235 feet of water. So as she rolled over to port, to starboard, all the lifeboats on the starboard side were rentless useless because they had no gravity to go down. And the ones on the starboard side were askew from the ship going down. They finally got it. And as she rolled over, she went down, hit the bottom first, then foundered over. Just like taking a boat in the bathtub, watch it sink, bow first. It was very tragic to see something like this. It's terrible. It really is. That shows you that man is not perfect. And it was reckless seamanship. Those guys should have had their license revoked. They should have never had no business of operating another vessel again for the decisions they made. No business at all. Yes, sir. I'm going to put her back in her berth. Here's another treat. The Isabella. This is made out of a 1960 Billings kit, all wood. I did 20 videos of this. So if you guys follow up my videos, you'll see this, how it was built. This thing here this wood was over 50 years old when I built it. It was getting really bad, guys. And I said, man, this thing is a beautiful ship. And I don't want to see this thing withered away into nothing, so I decided to build it. So Robert Nosilov is coming up on the building bench probably by January. I'm going to start getting hot on that. Yep, this is a Billings kit for building boats out of Denmark. And this kit, I had the sails. I took the sails down to a seamstress, and I commissioned her to make my sails for me, and she did that because this thing comes with sailcloth. It comes with the patterns, so I gave her the patterns, the sailcloth, and she did the sales. And I got me some PVC tubing, PVC tubing, one used for plastic. There's probably about a 3-inch piece of PVC plumbing pipe tubing, plastic. And I put cornstarch in water, and I squirt the hell out of these sails. I let them drape over the can, over the tubing, and when it dried, it gives that billow look, as you say. These all blue cloth sails. This thing is there's not a piece of plastic on this thing. This thing is 100% wood, and that's it. It's very difficult to build something like this, and I could tug on every line and it'll do something on this ship, make it work. So this is a 15th century Spanish galleon. His origins unknown, but she needs to be dusted. She's getting dirty, and I'll get to her when I get to her. I'm gonna put her back on the wall in the living room. Be right back, guys. I'll freaking day pull out something else. Here's another flying boat I built. Here's a PB2Y Coronado. And she's a flying boat the United States Navy used during World War II. She was a Type 30, Consolidated Aircraft Builder. Consolidated Aircraft Company is the same aircraft company that built the PBY Catalina. Well, Glenn Martin was pretty much ahead of the flying boats because he was building such beautiful flying boats like the PDM Mariner. Then he brought out the Martin 170. That was the Martin Mars, the largest flying boat in the world. And it was a 747 in the 40s and 50s. And so the Consolidated Aircraft Company says, well, we better start making something bigger. And the Coronado is a good sized airplane, but nothing big compared to the Mars. I mean, it'd take almost 2 of these to make the size of the Mars. This is a big airplane. I seen the one that what Mr. Howard Hughes had. He had it down there at North Field, down there in Long Beach, Naval Air Station. The outer wing panels was missing. I think it was taken apart subassembly wise, fixing them inside there. And the whole rest of the airplane was red oxide anti-fouling paint on to preserve it. Now it's in Florida right now. So you go to Florida, you see that Coronado out there. It's one that was in Long Beach. It's only one in the world. It's the only one that's left. I mean, these things are dinosaurs. You pick up a Tyrannosaurus Rex right here. And it went out with the dodo real quick. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, Dad. So those, when you build a clipper ship like the Cutty Sark or something, you know, they can get very destroyed very easy because they're so fragile. A lot of people don't understand the fragility of these things. And when you're building them, they're not so fragile. But when they're done, they're very fragile because you got to watch out how you handle these things and move them around. That's why I say, guys, we put these things in boxes. Never let them sit on the undercarriage like that because they'll bounce around. You can break out the undercarriage. Always put some kind of a jig underneath there, a little holder where it keep it off. It'll give it a little repercussion right there. It'll absorb the shock from being moved around a lot. So that's a good tip. Anyway, this is a kit is by. I've got a 1/72 scale one just like this. It's a vacuum form kit. It's by Execuforms. And I got another one by Sutcliffe. I did a video on that too. This here is by 72, Mach 72, MACH 72, out of France. Those kits are junk. This thing is pretty much right on. It's detailed. It's got a lot of good detail on this thing, a lot. But the way the thing is, all the flash and stuff on there, you know, I guess they do that intentionally so they give you something to work on. But that's okay. It works hand in hand. And this kit is very expensive. I got 3 or 4 of these in my stash right here. So this is how she looked back in 1940. She got away from the aluminum fuselage, the yellow wings, the colored cowls they use, and the cowling on the tails and everything. They went and painted her in non-specular blue-gray. Looks like a blue with a tinge of green in it. You don't get the true colors like you do on the as it shows on here, but in a way you can see a little bit of green in it, not very much. And so they got away with that and went to intermediate blue. Then they start fiddling around with the tricolors, like non-specular sea blue, intermediate blues, and whites. Eventually, it all went sea blue, non-specular sea blue. Flying boats were very popular at one time, Robert. Nothing is more glamorous than getting aboard a flying boat. Flying boats become a victim of their time as late as 1956. Is because that we were building piston-powered airplanes that can travel equally range as a flying boat. And one thing for the best assurance they knew where they're going to get to the destination is that they had airports out there that they could be able to take care of them when they landed, and rendering the flying boat stricken from everything. The last flying boat the United States Navy had was the old P-5M Marlin, Operation Market Time, back in Vietnam. And they were stationed at VP-145. They were stationed at Sangley Point in the Philippine Islands, like Cavite. And I lived there back in 1957. And my father was stationed out there, and I was in the Navy too. And my ship was at Pearl at the time when I was on that goddamn Enterprise. I was on there for 3 months, the USS Enterprise. And I went to the Coral Sea after that. Matt Janus, thank you very much, dear sir. I'm honored to you. Thank you for watching my Hangout. And you have a very joyous and happy, safe Thanksgiving. And let's hope you got more coming every year. And be safe, dear sir, because this is the holiday season. And take heed of all safety measures. Make mama happy. Take care of yourself, sir. And God love you. Thank you. You know something? Dean? I think you took the words right out of my mouth. I think it's time for Jolly Tune. Before I make the Jolly Tune, I need to put the whale, the Coronado, back where I got it from, and I'll strike out the old Jazz Master. Come with me, my sweet. Yeah. I'm going to play you. Get ready for Jolly Tune. Oh. Jolly tune time. Yeah, I think I'll play you guys a jolly tune. Somehow when I play the guitar, maybe this Google Chrome probably get a better sound. It sounds like it's not getting nothing out of it. So it's not what I'm trying to say. It's not producing the sound I want. Maybe it's just the way it's filtered to the volume system. But we're gonna play a jolly tune. I'm gonna try to think what to play. Yeah, I'll play a little song called "White Silver Sands." This is a little tune back in the 50s, and it's a delightful tune. It's old as me, but it has a flavorful bite to it. It goes something like this. White Silver Sands. That has a flavorful bite to it. Here's another one I'd like to play for you here. I remember one time I was playing at a place called the Bavarian Inn. And my dad called me up one time. He said, "Hey, Frank, guess what are you doing tonight?" I says, "I ain't doing nothing. I'm staying home." "Why do you think you're staying home? You come here and play music tonight." I said, "Well, what's going on?" I said, I need a guitar player." I said, "Geez, okay, I'm halfway there." When I got there, and I had my stuff there, guy says, are you Frank?" I said, "Yeah." He looked at me and says, "Can you play old music?" And I said, "Yeah, I play it all." Because I got some old people out here, man. And it says, "They ain't gonna like no buck-ons and the buckaroos. They want to hear some." So you know something? Your biggest problem is you worry too much. I'll play some tunes. cell plate for this one, and the rest of the show was in my hand. Cherry Pink, Apple Blossom White. And after that, I had the whole show in my hands. Name of that tune is called Cherry Pink, Apple Blossom White by Perez Parada. A very recognizable tune. And we'll play another one for you. We'll play a little bit of Cannonball Run by Dwayne Eddy. Here's old Dwayne Eddy song. There you go, guys. Here's another one you guys probably like. Whatever it was, 1962, Ricketek. That's no one, guys. I haven't done years. There's another one here. This one's by astronauts. It's called Baja. Baja, 1962. You guys having fun out there? Am I keeping you awake? Let's see here. Mr. Moto. And here's probably one you guys probably haven't heard in a long time. And here's one by the Ventures. The Ventures 1964, yeah. It's on a 64 album called Walk Don't Run 64. And I'll play a little bit of Diamond Head, and we'll get into Walk Don't Run 1964 for you guys. Here's a little song called Diamond Head. Diamond Head by the Ventures. Here you go. Oh, walked over with the Benches. The Benches were a very good instrumental group back in those days. You know, they had some good stuff back in those days, and it inspired a lot of players, like even myself, to play stuff like this. You know, and there's so much out there back in those days to learn. You know, it's obsolete today's music, but it still sounds good though. Let's see here. I think it's all I got so many songs I can play. Yeah, here's one. Now, this little song called Caravan. Hey, you doing right there? Oh, Frankie Dave playing some jolly tunes for everybody. Lend me your ears and I'll answer your questions. There you go, guys. Little caravan. Oh, wipeout, huh? Cheat the beat. Wipeout. Thanks for keeping time with the drums there, Dane. I appreciate that very much. I can hear you tapping on the laptop. Is everybody having fun out there? I know I'm having a big bowl of beans right now. Yes, sir. You guys want to hear some more Jolly tunes or some more models? Because I'll get me another glass of iced tea and I shall return. La 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 la. It's all good. You guys are more welcome, fellas. Really are. It's my pleasure to entertain you guys. You know, we're all family here. That's the way I look at it. Let's wish the good Lord in heaven we can meet in person, you know. But this is the closest thing, guys. You know what I mean? Our hearts are touching each other's hearts, and we're it's the next thing of being there. Yeah. You're welcome there, Dane. I hope you had fun playing with me. I enjoyed that. I can hear you tapping. I want to fool you, but I know you tap. I can hear you. I try to be the man. I'm just having a wonderful time. You know something, fellas? There's not too many guys my age do what I do. I got a lot of people at work where I work at, and just a little bit off the subject of modeling. We'll get on health right now a little bit, and I can thank God, and that my health is good, and I'm able to work. Almost 3 years old, almost 3 years shy of being 80, and I can do things that people my age can't do, even younger. As where I work at, and even in general, back in my days when I was very young, my generation was pretty much a generation of observation. People more or less observed people how they held themselves in public and things. And man, people I see nowadays I don't like people care anymore the way they carry themselves, and their health is very terrible. And you're welcome, Thumble Thumbs. I got music coming to a while. We'll take a little break here and we'll get into the models. Of course, I like to chat and tell regale stories of my past, and let's talk about health issues, and about a lot of people. Like I'm saying, I'm very blessed that a man my age, I can build models and play music and work and do things like you guys can do without a whimper. And I see a lot of people who are younger than me, around my age, they got 1 foot in the coffin, 1 foot on the ground. And I said, it must be the fast foods they're eating or something. I don't know. I've never seen people so unhealthy, they seem like they don't care, I do care. I got great grandkids and grandchildren and my wife and myself and you great fellows out there, I care. Because I like to live. I like to stay in this world as long as I can any way I can. Red Baron on the bench today is nothing, dear sir. I'm still fiddly falling around with this 1/32 scale Wesson Lysander. I'm too busy making these darn hangouts to take me away from the model bench, but to me, it's like a kid with a new toy. And so tomorrow, I get this clothes on tomorrow. And like I say, the way this thing is designed and built, it's the painting. This thing's gonna be a snap. Thanks, Dane. I appreciate that, sir. I always keep my mind healthy. Like I've always had an open mind. You got to keep that noodle exercise all the time. I don't know how cold it's getting outside though, but today God gave us a very good day today. It seemed like to me it was probably temperature-wise, it's probably approaching the 50 somewhere. It was pretty decent out there today. I hope we have a carbon copy day tomorrow. I'm not too ready for all the snow ready to come in here. Boy, snow causes a lot of problems out here. It causes a lot of problems everywhere. Yep, this is a pretty good hangout, guys. We're having. You guys see, have music and models. That's what it's all about. And I really enjoy doing all these things. And you mean the 124 scale Hellcat Lawrence? I think they did. They're taking orders right now. That's why I heard through my commenters, my friends, my subscribers, all my friends, and also I heard a rumor also on the YouTube there. I had mentioned it's going to be like the Typhoon. They're going to make so many of them. I'm taking orders right now, so you better get yours quick. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to try to get mine ordered probably by tomorrow. And so You gotta take orders. You gotta take heed now. It's a 124 scale new tool. It's all new ball game kit. So I'm sure you place your order in. I'm gonna get mine in because it's a very limited run kit. Once the order's over the fill, that's it. That's it. You gotta wait to show up me, man. It could be some time. Now I can see them, but they did the same thing. They get the same treatment they did the 124 scale Typhoon. Mr. Martin Lamb was Hawker Typhoon bodybuilding he had going. We had a lot of 124 scale fellows in there. I was one of them. And those kits are Jesus. I mean, they really went through that. I mean, beyond blueprints, they took pictures of the real machine and made a model for them. No stones were uncovered. Let's put it that way. The same thing with this kit. It looks like it's a one hell of a dandy of a kit. And I'm trying to get mine ordered in before it's too late because I don't want to miss out on that. And I think the price is about $169. It's a little high, but it's not cheaper than paying $500 or $600 for a wingnut 132nd scale Lancaster bomber. I imagine it can be ordered out through Airfix or Squadron Models or something. I think Sprue Brothers, all these big internet plastic mail order houses like a Squadron. Try them, either Airfix. I think that's where you get your orders at. And that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to check those out because I just heard you got to take orders. And we're both ready to witness the same experience and finding out where you ordered them at. But don't dally around now. Be sure to get your orders out for them because you'll miss out. Like I say, it's a limited run kit. That's it. They make so many. That's it. That's history. They go on to something else. Oh yeah, it's a good kit, Pebble Thumbs. That old Porcupine is a very beautiful airplane. I built that artillery kit, and I built it in the color schedule: extra dark sea gray, dark slate gray, and sky undersides. It wasn't white with extra dark sea gray and dark slate gray. It was just in those colors, earlier coastal command colors. Beautiful kit. You'll find that kit very lively. You look at the panels lines and things. All you need is wash. A coat of wash on there when you get it all glossed up, before you put a matte coat on it. Man, those washes will fill in those nooks and crannies of all those recessed panel lines. That really, yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, there you go. I'm glad you did see my video. I did make a video of that, sir. It's a beautiful airplane. You'll like it. Take your time. It's got all the innards in it and everything. I think it comes with photo etch parts. I guess it does. I think so. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I got 3 of those kits in my stash right now. Artillery. Like I said, I bought 2 or 3 at a time, I got a lot of short cylinders. I think I got anywhere from 11 or 12 short cylinders in my stash. And I got a 132nd scale short cylinder. It's a card model. It's by Go Mix Fly model. I may build that one of these days. Heck, we may get a coastal command group build going on and have all kinds of Sunderlands and Hudson bombers and Whitleys and Catalinas. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, buddy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. My God, YouTube, it changed my whole world. I was very lonesome building models like I do now. I mean, not now, man. I'm lonesome now, but I was before I got involved in YouTube. The model community. I was going eagle here. There's just nowhere to show my models up. Just me. You get thrown in the box down below. No one sees it, but I'm glad all you great guys get to see the videos I've done and all of the builds, and they need to be seen and showed. Because you got to show your stuff. Not too many modeling events out here in Ohio. Once in a while, you get one at another center. A lot of them are out of state, and I got every time I go to the Ohio show, I pick up a flyer where the next model meet's going to go at, and I can prepare for that. But so far, I haven't seen none yet. But you know that although when you buy your stash and you buy models, you got something to show for your money. Now, for example, guys, where I work at, I see all these people who got a lot of this, a lot of influentiality to go with it, and the way they spend their money foolishly. And that has nothing to show for the money, but I do. And you guys got something to show for your money. A lot of these guys, the people where they eat and waste money nowadays, geez, I'll put that in plastic. I can eat later. But it's astronomical nowadays on Fumble Thumbs. And I appreciate, I'm very honored that I inspired you to have such a stash. But it's good to have a stash, guys, because something can go wrong with this world. You never know. And you won't be able to have accessibility to no models no more. And so all you got's what you bought. And that's why I got such a vast, huge stash pile behind me. I got kits that last me for at least 4 lifetimes. And I know I only got what's left of my life, what time I got right now, but I'm going to try to do a good, try to spend as much time I can to put a dent in my stash. But like I say, it's always good to have it costs a lot of money, but in the long run, you got something to show for your money. And it's physically there every day. You can look at it. I see people, like I said a while ago, where I work at, and the way they eat, they drop $50, $100 a day. Foolishness. And all they got to show in life, excuse my French, is a $50 turd in the toilet next morning, and another added up total on the credit card bill you owe. That's called food and money soon pardoned. I ain't trying to tell people how to spend their money. People like that. They like to be out in the public view, eating and doing stuff like that. But me, I enjoy building my models and having something to show for my money. And all of us right here on this board here, all 8 of my viewers who are watching me right now, have something to show for your money. I remember years ago, I went with my dad. I said, "Dad, can I ask you a question, sir?" He goes, "Yeah, go ahead, Frank. So what's on your mind, son?" I said, "Dad, how come it says the man with the most toys wins? That's all myth. Don't believe a word of it." I said, "Well, how you mean?" It says, "You know the man who wins is a man who worked all his life and has something to show for his money. That's the guy that wins. The guy that has the most toys wins. Yeah, that's if you got the money to buy everything you want to buy, but you have nothing to show for your money. And I got things to show for my money, and I know you guys do too. So that's an achievement right there." Yes, model building is addicting. Very addicting. Like cigarettes, anything. But it's an addiction that's controlled because you can afford to buy it or you can't afford to buy it. And you gotta make certain sacrifices if you buy it. Like I always do before I buy a model, I make sure I got enough money left to last me the payday. I don't want to short myself out and start to wonder at nighttime, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I'm gonna do for gas money and food next day and stuff. So you don't want to put your priorities in the back burner and buy models all the time. So make sure your priorities are fixed, then go out and buy yourself a model and go from there. For an example, I was going to buy some models today, but I said I couldn't. I got paid yesterday. I got bills to pay. I got Thanksgiving coming up, so I went and bought a turkey. I got all the trimmings to go with it. I'm going to cook the darn thing. I got kids coming over, family coming over, like you guys do. And so I got to put all my I got all my bills all paid off. So I breathe very easy and feel very good. And I'm getting some more models probably next week. I'll get my other check coming in. But right now I have to pay my bills and everything. And like I say, it's addiction, all right, but it's a controlled addiction. You can put it aside and take care of your bills and get it later. That's what's good about it. It's a hobby, guys. It's something that's got to be supported. It's a love. It's a labor of love. That's what it is. You can't stop it. You can't take it away from you. Very constructive. Building things on the same way. I mean, I was a kid when I was in high school. We took junior high school. I was in ninth grade. I used to subscribe to Popular Mechanics. Yeah. And Mechanics Illustrated. Little soft down books. You guys seen it before. Of course, like old books, they got stuff you can buy, you know. Gets your Popular Mechanics here. Build this beautiful looking clipper ship. Details on back. You turn it and see the plans, you can spy it and everything. It gives you a bill of material, everything they get. It's away from the plans. Cost you about a quarter back then. In about 6 weeks, you got your plans in the mail and you built things out of wood and stuff. One thing about models is good for your eyeballs. It makes your eyes very strong. Like my eyeballs are good, but I like to wear readers. I can wear the reader. My eyeballs change. You know, they change. By the time man gets 40 years old, your eyeball starts changing. And building models keeps your eyes really, really focused. It is therapy. It's therapy getting away from the stress outside the front door. When you go outside and face this crazy world we live in, put up with all the stupidity, man. You know, I every day when I go to the store and buy things and look at people, these people are so uneducated. It's incredible. Here we are. We live in a 21st century, and we're supposed to have a lot of intelligence to go along with everything else. But with a failed education system and everything else to go with it, people are not too bright anymore. And these people like that handle your bills or your computers and everything like that. It makes you wonder, oh boy, everything's lost. These are called Cubans. Cuban legends. Comes from Cuba. I get these at my tobacco mercantile. Now I'm thinking about getting old. I subscribed from Thompson Cigar Company out of Tampa, Florida. They had subscribers for cigars, humidors, cigars. I remember back in the 80s, I belonged to that club. They says every 2 weeks they sent me 200 or 300 cigars in big boxes. They come 50 in a box. And this is straight up, Bella, straight up. I used to smoke 100 cigarettes a week. I had 5 or 10 cigars in my pocket here, in my lunchbox. I was working construction. Puffed those things all day long. I remember my wife got me one time. Said, Frank, get a quit smoking cigars in this house. And says, why? Megan's got complaints of my daughter and my kids, you know, so every time they go to school, they smell like cigars. So socialism hit the day household. I had to go outside and smoke a cigar. But now I smoke it here. But I understand where they come from. These things do stink, and they make one heck of a cloud, and and the fragrance gets all over the place. But they're good. I enjoy them. And talk about cigars. I'm get me a fresh one. I think this will see better days. Yeah, I think next week I'll go out and get me another 50 of them. They're good cigars. I enjoy them, guys. I really do. I've been a cigar smoker for years. I tried cigarettes when I was young. Somehow I can't do it. I get sick. I mean, really sick. I can remember when I was about 10 years old. And all kids are mischievous and they get into things and curious. Yeah, Ferrante's a real good cigar. I smoked them before, but they're hard to get out here in Ohio, Nitiro, Miss Nibrio. They're they're very hard to get out here. But I smoked them before. Anyway, smoking cigarettes. I was about 10 years old. My mother, she's washing dishes. You know, she had an apron on washing dishes. My mother used to smoke those Chesterfields. She was a great fan of Arthur Godfrey. He used to watch every morning. He smoked a lot of Chesterfield. He got lung cancer and lost a lung. And so he don't do it anymore. He's dead anyway. He's a morning variety host for some kind of a show in the morning. And we watched him on TV. Anyway, make a long story short, I was about 10 years old. But I said, I got eyes in the back of my head. I know dang well put that cigarette back. They said, you want to smoke that thing? You smoke it in front of me. Since you got it in your hand, my mother was very smart. And moms and dads are very smart to know these things. You think you're pulling the wool over their eyes, but you're not. And I got that cigarette in my right hand. My mom said, you ain't doing no good with your right hand. Put it in your mouth. You're not going to spank me for this or punish me? I said, well, no. Why should I punish you for a cigarette in your hand? Smoke it. I said, wow, Mom, I bet I'm the first kid in the block is to smoke a cigarette with his mother. Oh, I bet you are. I stuck that thing in my mouth and lit that bad boy up. Nothing happened. I go, Mom says, you're smoking that thing the wrong way. Oh, so that's how you're supposed to smoke it, Mom. No. You're supposed to take that thing in your lungs, breathe in like that. Oh, you like this? Oh, man. And when it hit me, buddy, place was spinning. I went to the bathroom, got on my hands and knees, and prayed to St. John on the porcelain altar. Ever since then, I never picked up a cigarette. I started smoking cigars when I joined the Navy. There's a lot of guys in the Navy, older lifers, guys in the Navy for a long time, smoke a lot of cigars. And I said, well, hell, I'm going to stay in. So I could take a habit of smoking cigars. Hoping it'll make me sick, but it didn't. At Beaver Creek, Ohio, at the wharf. Is that Mr. Nibrio? Is that Beaver Creek in Ohio or Beaver Creek in where origin you're from, sir? Oh yeah, nicotine. And nicotine's like grease, man. It constricts your arteries and your veins. You get sick, heart attack, die. I had a buddy of mine named Addison Dunmore III. He was a machinist. We worked in the machine shop together. We both worked on those Acme Gridley multi-spindle machines. And this guy'd bring a carton of cigarettes to work every day. I sit there and watch this man smoke those things. This guy had a cigarette in his mouth. When he took a hit, he leave that much of an ash on there. Now, that cigarette got right down to the filter. He put it out, put it out of his mouth, and lied in. He had a micrometer mic parts all day long. And my foreman walked up to me and said, Jesus, Frank, this guy's like a freight train, isn't he? I said, I'm going to tell you something. You can be in the hospital or soon smoking like that. And one day he had a monitor on his chest. He had a heart monitor. I caught up with him. He had real bad teeth. They're all yellow from the nicotine. Yep, in Beaver Creek, Ohio. Now, they used to have the Tender Box out there in the Dayton Mall and also the Salem Mall in Dayton. That was back 30 years ago. And I bought a lot of cigars out of there, and they're no longer there no more. Then I went to Capulca. That was the tobacco store. I bought cigars there. They're good cigars. I got some of those Rolex, you call them. They're darn good cigars. They're from Honduras. A little pricey back then. They were good. And he went out of business. That's why I went to Tampa, Florida, and sent away from them now. And Beaver Creek, I need to venture up there and check this place out. Check the kind of cigars I got there. Thanks for tips. I guess you're from Ohio too, huh, buddy? Well, I got my Ohio brother out here with me. Boss and Stoker. That was the name of the place. The Boss and Stoker and the Tinderbox they had. That's what it was. Anyway, his teeth, he had yellow teeth. The next day, they were all pulled. And I says, nope, we're going to have to operate on you now. I said, yeah. I says, I don't know why they told me how to have my teeth pulled because it's an infection, Addison. When you got bad teeth, a surgeon ain't going to touch you unless you get those teeth extracted because they said an infection, it can kill you. People don't understand that. Bad teeth can kill you. Dane, thank you very much. Get some good night's sleep. Make Mama happy. And thank you very much for being on my Hangout. I'm going to shut down about 45 minutes myself. I got things I got to take care of. And probably start out another Hangout probably tomorrow night, maybe. Keep them coming. They get better all the time. I got 12 viewers right now. You take care of yourself, sir, and get some sleep and build strong, build long, and you take care of yourself. And thank you very much for joining my Saturday night hangout. I'm very honored to you, sir. Thank you, Dean. Yeah, my ex-wife, before she died, she really got me smoking cigars. Says, Frank, get quit smoking this thing. I says, why? He says, why? Because it stink up the house. And Megan's complaining about going to school. She smells like a cigar. They call it a cigar at school. Oh, Jesus. I had no idea. That's okay. So I went outside and smoked. When she's gone, I'm doing exactly like you're doing tomorrow. Time to light up the old stogie and get the house stinking good. Stink up the buddy house. Yep, I had a wonderful time tonight, guys. It's Saturday, and went out and bought some pizza and some chicken parmesan. This place out in Ohio, and Mr. Nibro, you probably know it, sir. It's called Fioli's. They got that in Ohio. It's to me, I call it the Italian Burger King. They got good food. That's the only place I told my wife. I told Ruthie and there, so Ruthie, it's the only place I know where a man can take his family, enjoy a good sumptuous meal without breaking the wallet. You know, I imagine for $30 you can feed a family of 4 or 5 people easy in that place. It's a shame it costs money to eat nowadays. Even go to the grocery store. Jesus. Go to Kroger's down there. My God. You go there, you buy 3 items, $20. I come home, my wife goes, my God, Frank, you tell me that costs $20? Yeah. Yeah. She says, when is it all going to end, all this darn? I said, it's not going to end. I says, people, that's the worst thing in the world this country's ever did is allow a credit system. Everybody's got a credit card in their hand. If you look at a wallet, when you open your wallet, you look at it, you got money in there. You got to have money you kick. You don't. You don't, you're a dead duck. Well, anyway, you look at your wallet, and you look at the money in that wallet, and that's all you got till you get paid. You got to worry about food, gas, something could happen. Now, put that wallet aside, you got a credit card. That credit card right there is instant money. It's money. All you got to do is take it and swipe it. This is yours. You bought it. Don't even order the price. Just keep swiping. That's all you got to do is swipe. But everybody does it so compulsively nowadays. That causes massive inflation. And that brings up the price of everything. And it's really hard on a person who pays cash like me to go to the store to buy groceries, buy anything. It's hard. You can't do it. So you got to buy a little bit here, a little bit there. But me, I get around that. I go to Wright Patterson Air Force Base, Area B. I go up there to the commissary and get all my groceries there. It's cheaper. So I get anything I want there, even cigars, anything. Cheap, no tax. Cheap. Cheaper there, opposed to where you buy any store that there is. So that's a very good benefit I got from doing time in the service. Yeah, Marion's Pizza. They had a Marion's over there by they probably got a whole chain of them. They had one down there at the up at Kings Ridge Drive, by Kings Ridge Drive, up by Dayton Mall. And that place burnt down or something happened to it, and they removed over. Now Marion's is pretty good, but they load that thing up full of hamburgers and stuff on it. You know, it's good though. You know, and they got what I like about it. You go in there, you see pictures of movie stars who ate there and stuff. You know, and it's pretty a lot of nostalgia there. Marion's Pizza's been together for a long time. Been back, guys. I'm gonna have my wife out here grunting or something. Yeah, 10 years on Kendrick's Drive. I was over there by Max Herman's. A big old airplane was crashing through there. I'm gonna check my mom's son out, see if she's okay. I can't. There you go. Me, Angel and Justin, little kid, and she moved over to George for a while, and he got out, so she's moving back home. So she'd be a child, so maybe take that you take that kid one time. I know you'd be like, you'd be surprised. He's quite how things really are. Look for it. Well, thanks, Yep. It's all there. Yeah, I'm back. What was I rambling about a while ago? Lost train of mind, train of thought. Yeah. Last time I've been at Marion's Pizza was Jesus. That's 18, 19 years ago. Yeah, about that. There's one pizza I could not stand, is that darn Casano's pizza. When I first moved from California, all the way out here, my ex-wife Brenda, she kept on mentioning about, oh, I can't wait to get back home and eat a Casano's pizza. I heard that for 2,547 plus miles, all the way from California to Ohio. Well, we finally got there, greeted by her family and everything, and got a house and everything. And we went there and they ordered a Gonzalez pizza. I said, Jesus. It came in, and as soon as she opened that box, that cheese they use, all kind of cheeses in there. Hey, that stuff smelled like puke. I said, no thanks. And Bruce, you're not eating none of this? I said, no. I says, I don't like it. He says, you never even tried it before. I said, what smells? Well, thank you. And they're bad. I don't like them. Some people do, some don't. But then they had Vic and Ma Casanos. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they were the originators of it. My ex-wife told me they used to have pizza wet bicycles. Every Friday and Saturday night, they used to listen to the radio, rock and roll channels like that, like early 50s and stuff like that, play Uno cards. Especially in winter months, these guys come out on bicycles with pizzas like that. So she told me a lot of stuff about that. So they've been around for a long time. Yeah, Big Fix Pizza. That's what it was. And Mama's Casanos was one. I think it had green olives on it or something. I don't know what it was, but I finally broke down and ate a couple pieces of it. It wasn't the best pizza I've ever ate, though, but it tastes a lot better than what it smelled like. But I guess you got to get used to it. You know, it's a whole different pizza. Yeah, black olives. That's what it was. Black olives. Then they had Godfathers came out. And they had two locations. They had one up there by, what was up there by Olive Road? Trotwood, yeah. They had one in Trotwood, and they had one up there by Moraine City, where I live at. Combo pizza. Big John like that. $10.75. I've never seen a pizza in my life. That thing was thick as apple pie. That thick. You ate two big pieces of that, you've had the course. The next step is get yourself a Brummel seltzer. Because, man, that thing packs a lot of gas in your insides. That was one mean-ass pizza, I tell you. Now they got Godfathers out again now, which I'm glad they're up and running. And their pizza is about $25 on up. And I hear people talk, oh, this is a big pizza. I said, used to be bigger than that 38 years ago. I said, used to be about 2.5 inches thick. Oh, really? I said, yeah. You ate two. That's before you guys were born. Two pieces of that, you've had it. Yep. Yeah, about 10:30. I'll think I hang on here a little longer, not too much longer, and fudge out. And I'm gonna sign off and probably get another hangout tomorrow. And we'll have some more fun, more Jolly Tunes, more models coming your way. Tomorrow I got off work, I'm gonna go down there and get me some software for my camcorder to make a web camera. That way I can talk to you guys and work on a lot at the same time. I gotta get that thing, that Lysander done before the Warren Blanchard Spitfire group bill takes form. I got 11 fellas up there. That's a big one. I've got the Sterling one. It's a balsa wood kit. It's a 1/16 scale, 1/192 scale. It's just a little bigger than the Trumpeter, Missouri. I got the Trumpeter USS Arizona 1/200 scale, and it's a beautiful kit. They gave you crew figures here. Those crew figures are a little bit too big. They're about 8 foot tall in reality and scale. A crew figure of that thing was a scale of a man. He'd be almost 8 feet tall. Yeah, my Missouri is 55 inches and a quarter inches long. It's all in wood. It's a 1960 design, and it's radio control. Just a little couple inches bigger than yours. It's big. I mean, it's real big. Of course, you know how big it is. It's big. Makes a very, very good option for radio control too. Yeah, it's a beautiful kit. You gotta kind of make up your mind how you want to paint it up. You know, I painted mine like the way it was at Pearl. It was 5S with red division colors on top of the turrets and pale gray upper fire control stations. The deck was antique with a teak deck. It too is good for radio control because the way that thing is built, it's got screws in it. It's like me, you can screw the top hull with screws down to the bottom hull, and you can separate the top hull. I think that thing was designed for radio control one time because I remember looking at it. You can see places where where motors could be put at. It could be radio control too. That's 5S, dark sea gray. Jello Husky, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to my Saturday night hangout. And I've been here for a while, and a lot of you fellas been here for a while, and we're all having some fun. Yeah, that's what I said, Bubble Thumbs. There's photo etch in that kit. Yeah, they call it a porcupine. That thing's loaded full of guns. You know, I mean, there's a fence that the Southerners had. If they were attacked by the Luftwaffe or a 109 or a Focke-Wulf or a Condor or something, their only defense was to hug the ocean, get really close to the water, because you don't want nothing underneath it. These things are flying gas stations as they were. That's most of the vulnerability of a flying boat is getting underneath it. You really put out of commission. So by hugging the water real closely, something happens, they can land in the water very safely without fuss, and plus protect the underbelly from being shot up. Earphone bumps, I got something I want to show you. I got a bunch of these. These are 1962, 63 releases. I still got the price tag how it was back there. It's $1.98 right here. Because back in those days, guys, there's no such thing as credit cards. Everything was done with cash. Everything was fixed with the price. It'd take a lot of people to buy these things to make the price of this thing go up. The only time these things went up was when Airfix quit back in I'd say probably the beginning of the 1970s. They went out. They were out. There are a lot of the kits that discontinued. They start making a little bit at a time, not very many, and the kits are getting more expensive. This old Airfix kit right here, and the Real nice fuselage. This Airfix kit is a good kit. I mean, I really enjoyed this thing. And it's a very old, but it's a good kit. And you know something, it's still a good kit today. The cockpit detail on this thing is very, very bad. What to desire. But the thing about it is that they give you an option to put detail parts under what, because there's aftermarket parts for it. Yep. This is a good kit. Yeah, good beginner's airplane. There's so much out there. There's so much out there, sir. There's you want a good beginner's airplane, which won't hurt you too much. Is try those Airfix 1 small 1/72 starter kits. They're the best, and also try the Lindbergh kits. Lindbergh made a bunch of them in the past, probably back in the 50s. They made them. They got a lot of those they released, and they're very inexpensive. And they too are very elementary kits, and they make good beginner kits, and they build very well. Here's one right here for an example. Wiley Post is famous Willie Mae of Oklahoma. This airplane here was a test bed for high altitude. It made a lot of it was a worldwide travel airplane. And Amelia Earhart took over after Wiley Post left off, and Will Rogers, he was a humorist and a very famous person at one time. He was killed in Lockheed Vega, something similar to the Winnie Mae. The Winnie Mae belonged to John P. Getty of Getty Oil, but it was actually flown and exercised with Wiley Post. If you like the Wiley Post used to be a roughneck in oil fields. Everybody want to know how he got that patch on his eye. He got his patch on his eye from a mushroom spike. Because you know, you take a hammer and beat the metal, it's going to mushroom out and flare. But we hit it, that piece of metal flew off him in the eye. It put out his eye. That's why he wears that patch. And he knew he was a good avionics. He was very good in aviation. He was a pioneer. And he wanted to fly, so they bought him. So what happened is there was a lawsuit. He sued Getty Oil for his eye. And they knew that he was a good pilot. And they knew that they can I'll pay him up with an airplane. He'll like that. And they did. So that's what he made came in. And John P. Getty bought it for him. And he used it as a worldwide airplane of high altitude medicine. And also did it as make records of how far they could fly and stuff. And the same thing Amelia Earhart tried to achieve in that Vegas she had. So for good starter kits like this are very easy. This thing is an old kit. It's an old 1956 or 57 kit that Lindbergh put out. And it's still reboxed now as original as it was before. And so this is a pretty nice little airplane. I've always liked the Winnie Mae of Oklahoma. I've seen it plenty of times in the Smithsonian Institute. And they're a very nice airplane. They make good elementary kits. So try the Airfix starter kits. I mean, They're at 8, 9, $10, and they got little small paint in there too. And so, and they're very good kits. They're very good kits. And so I'm trying Limburg range too. And you go from there. Every time you build one gets better than the other, and better than the other, and you learn. You benefit from mistakes you made from before. You want to do it the next model. You can see how good you get and how your skills improve. And you're welcome there, buddy. Thank you very much. This streaming is going very well for me. I was having a devil of a time from before. I was on YouTube. When I did, it worked pretty good like this. Before, remember my gum and go clock you saying? Well, when I uploaded Chrome, it got rid of that. It got rid of everything. I uploaded the doggone OBS encoder. That's here, so I'm about ready to uninstall that, get it off my darn control board. And right here, since I was toying with the idea. The problems I was having was the video output was very extremely low. And I imagine at your end, like the way I was in, I was froze. I was like this, froze like that. And of course, you get that because I wouldn't get enough output. I don't know what it was. And I was having a hell of a time. I went to 5 or 6 videos, and they're all disastrous. So I deleted every one of them. And I said, well, let's try this Google Chrome I just uploaded a while ago. Maybe this can help me. And it did. All of a sudden, it brought me right onto here. Everything. The chat works now. I was working pretty good on the Google Hangouts. I had a chat board up there. I can chat with you guys, but you guys couldn't see my chats, couldn't see my work. You guys weren't receiving anything. I wasn't receiving anything. I was just looking at a webcam camera. I was staring at myself like looking in the mirror shaving. I was staring at myself. I said, man, this ain't no fun staring at myself. Those guys are not getting my messages or anything like that. And I can't feedback off a blank board, so I got out of there. And that's why I got a Google Chrome that worked out very good for me. Yeah, Rick, thank you very much for tuning in, buddy. You missed Jolly Tunes a while ago. I was playing some Jolly Tunes on my guitar for the fellas. And it has a bunch of models came up. You probably see it when you watch the video again when I first started. I had the Queen Mary out here, the Andy Doria. I had everything out here. And kept getting better and better all the time. So these Hangouts will get better and better. And I got 16 folks here watching, 9 thumbs up. I guess I'm doing something right. But I'm really enjoying myself here in this Hangouts, guys. It's Saturday night. This is my night out. I'm saving money. I'm having a knee slapper right here. Yep. Gotta get that Lysander going. Well, guys, I think I'm going to stick it out here for about 15 more minutes, and I'm going to call it a night. And I'll resume tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It'll be Sunday night hangout. And I got to get hot in some of these builds here, get them going. Like Snuffy Smith says, time's a wasting. Yeah, if I have a busy day at work tomorrow. Oh. If it warms up pretty good, I might go down to the Metro Pond and take my Carol Moran out for a sail. And take my camcorder and make a video of that. I checked the water the other day. All that pond moss is gone. They must have cleaned it up. But the only thing bad about it's so damn cold out there. If it's nice and warm tomorrow, I may sneak out there and just do that. Rusty Egg, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the Saturday Night Hangout with Frankie Day. And I'm honored for you being on. Thank you very much, sir. Robert, yes, sir. I'll be here Friday. I'll be here tomorrow night, same time, 8 o'clock. Jolly Tunes, more models coming your way. And I got to do a lot of things. I got to go down there and figure out how much software costs for that camcorder. I like to be able to have a camcorder go down my work board right here. That way you can see me this way and see a work board, and I can work on my Lysander and still talk to you guys while I'm working on it. So I got those coming up. So we got winter coming up, a lot of snow. We're going to have a lot of fun. 826 Invader. I got one of those. Airfix kit, 1/72 scale. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's over here. Oh, that's a rock. Oh. I can't find it. It's buried back my stash somewhere. I know I had it back there. It's probably in back there. I might build one of these too. This is the S7F Tiger Cat. This is a card model. And of course, it has all the parts on it like this. You got to cut them out and everything. Oh, yeah. So it'll be a fun build to do. And so I'll be building some card models pretty soon too, fellas, you know. And so I'll be building this card model. And I build them all the time. I love card models. Talking about card models, I think I showed this before. I'm not too certain. I probably did. I'll show you what I clean up on. An old Brewster Buffalo. That's all paper. F2A. This is actually one of the Navy's first monowing aircraft. And when the war got started, these were rendered obsolete. So the British took them and used them as Cleveland bombers, Cleveland airplanes. I think they'd use them in Burma and India all through there. They were pretty good through the middle of the Second World War. They're fast, but they're obsolete. They're very clumsy airplanes, and the engines are very underpowered. They couldn't tangle with a Jap Zero. The power plant in this airplane is the same as that as the early F-4F Wildcats. And these old Brewster Buffaloes they're a nice plane, and it's all paper. And I had this thing for a long time. Get the pilot there, Penn's man bunker like that. So this is okay. I had this for years. This thing's won a lot of trophies before. And it's a very beautiful airplane for its day. But like I say, they're obsolete. When the war got started, they had better stuff coming. And so they said, what we're going to do with these F-2A Buffaloes? Come to the English, they could use them. And they did. Oh boy, let's see what else. Hello. Incoming. Incoming. Okay. Remember that wing nut or Hong Kong models 1/32 scale Admiral Lancaster? Who needs it? This is a card kit of the Lancaster. This has got about 38 to 40-inch wingspan. This is a scale of 1/32. See how big the rudder is compared to my hands? It's big. Oh yeah, thank you very much, Rick. That jelly kit, the Hun, the F-100, that came out good. That's all tucked away in a box. I think that thing won a contest at the model convention. The year of 1902. 1902 was the turn of the 20th century, and that was actually the year of the immigrant movement into United States of America. 1902 was post Spanish-American War. President Roosevelt was Teddy Roosevelt was president. He used to be the Secretary of the Navy, then become President of the United States of America, and he built the Panama Canal, the isthmus all through there, and that was the biggest achievement man's ever made in the 20th century. I mean, a lot of people died out there from malaria and everything. It was terrible out there. And 1902 was it was actually almost the end of the Edwardian age. It was actually almost coming to an end of the Edwardian age, and the Edwardian age really came to an end probably by as early as 1920, and from there on it was just everything else just it was styles, and of course living back in those days there was no gas, electricity was being invented. And they had oil for lamps, and the streets out there were all cobblestones and dirt roads. Cars were coming into view. Airplanes were being designed. And that was the era of the multi-million immigrant movement from the old world into the new world. And you get a lot of these immigrants now, they come over, all these people come over from different countries. Their expectations of Americans to give everything they want. It's not so. So back in 1902, there was no welfare system back in those days. When people crossed the pond to come to America to a better life, they made quite certain that they had skills and had a job. And see, immigrants that came in from the European countries like Russia, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Spain, Italy, you'll come aboard those transatlantic steamers like behind me. And they made sure that these people come over, they had some kind of skill working, and they were. A lot of them were cobblers. A lot of them were machinists, very skilled precision workers that made America so great at the time. There was no welfare system back in those days. Inspections were held at Ellis Island to make sure that people didn't have no crab lice, or no hair lice, no disease, tuberculosis, beriberi, diphtheria, typhoid, typhus, anything. They made sure they didn't have it. If they were quarantined. They're quarantined and sent back where they came from on a quarantine ship to spread outbreaks. Because back in those days, a lot of vaccines weren't made available, and people are disease carriers. Well, a lot of people are not vaccinated for different diseases. A lot of countries, like for example, I've seen there's no two eyes. I spent most of my time in the Orient when I was in the Navy. I seen people in the Philippines jump in black cesspool water to do bottom fishing. Pitch dark black water, sewage water. It don't affect them a bit. Now, if you and I took a dip in that stuff, we'd be diseased and dead. So back in those days, immigrants, they came over here, they learned how to speak English, and they still kept their native tongue. We didn't take that from them. But to come over here, you got to learn how to speak English and work and be like everybody else and be fruitful. And work and be productive. And they were welcomed. Italians, and like New York, you got Little Italy over there. And you got everything out there. All these people came from immigrants from back in those days that made places like that, like a little like China. A lot of people didn't migrate actually in New York or the New England states. A lot of them went to California and Washington. A lot of people say, well, how the hell did they get that far by ship? They didn't. They got there by steamboat. This is one thing people didn't learn in school. I did. Is the old Oregon Trail. Because years ago, if people want to settle out there to the Klondike country, like in Alaska, instead of going all the way to the North Atlantic through the North Pacific to the Gulf, going around the Horn, which is very dangerous. That's where we get the trade winds at. Very dangerous weather. You got a lot of clipper ships back in the late 19th century, in the early 19th century, that sailed around the Horn to get to San Francisco, or even get to Washington or Oregon State, well, the Northwest, and also California. To get there, is you got to get there by boat. Because back in those days, there was no road system out there back in those days. Everything was traveled by boat because that was a sure way to get there you wanted to go. But instead of going around the Horn and losing the ship and losing people, it was very dangerous back there, guys. Typhoon conditions out there, hurricane conditions, it's very bad. We lost a lot of ships out there back in those days. That's why they made the Panama Canal to keep ships from foundering out there going around that route. So they found a better route. It's called an inland route, which is known as the Oregon Trail. When the ships came across the North Atlantic, they went to the St. Lawrence Seaway. They went to all the North American Great Lakes, all through there, all through to Erie, all the way up to Lake Superior. And as you get Lake Superior, they went through the Lake Oregon Trail, went all the way to the United States of America, all the way to Oregon. So they went exactly all the way through across the United States of America by river. That is known as the Oregon Trail. But what happened was that was called the Missouri River. It dried up probably about in the late 19th century. A snag out there kept the St. Lawrence River, all the fresh water, from coming in. And a lot of riverboats out there got stuck out there, and they actually sunk and foundered. And one of them was found out in the middle of out there in Kansas, out in the middle of a cornfield. That was the Arabia. They found that thing 40 feet deep in the mud where it sunk, and they got all kinds of goods off that thing, all kinds of things. And everything. And and when the river dried up, people moved in and resources moved in. They had no need for a river that was all dried up. So they used landfill. They filled everything in, started building houses and making irrigation fields for crops. And everything else, the rest is history. So that's how a lot of immigrants traveled from one end of the country to another, just going across the Atlantic Ocean. They had a lot of route systems back in those days. And things were changed. And nowadays, all these foreigners want to come over here like this caravan. These people are unskilled workers. These people can have IQs of tree stumps. They have no, they can't even, they're literate in their own countries. They got no job skills at all. Now, what can they do in this country than mooch off the welfare system and take Social Security away from people like me and yourselves and everything else? It's not right. A 737 British Airways. I never have there, sir. I never have. The only commercial jet I built that got smashed and wrecked was that DC-10. Every time I think about that, I wince with anger. And I should have never kept it in harm's way like that. Man, that was a beautiful job I did on it. I've never met one of those, buddy, but perhaps someday I will. Here's another one I want to show you guys. Here's another one. I got this back in 1978. This is a Bondi, the George. This is the type of, what was it, Nakajima or something? I don't know you call them the George. They're the Shendon 21. We call it the George. This is 1/24 scale. It's a big kit. And this kit is a very nice kit when it's done. This thing's all Japanese, no English. I got this at the Med Modeler Hobby Shop. I bought this on Atlantic T-Tac. And the kit cost $20 that kit. Top line. The engine detail is superb. This kit's over 40 years old. And it's excellent. It's so detailed. It's got the seat belts come to it, everything. It's a nice kit. Here's some of the sprues right there. This is all aluminum sprues. I did some work on this thing. And those baggies right there. I got all the engines, all the parts in there. And it comes with rubber tires and tubing and a glue. I don't want any glue in that too. That's kind of good they give you. They give you a tube of glue in there. And I wonder if it's all dried up. It probably is. So that's how big the wingspan is. How big my hands are. It's big. It's a very detailed model. The rivets are very recessed in there. It's for an old kit. That thing is very nice. And I could probably be building that real soon. Might have a group build Japanese aircraft. You never know. So that's a 1971 Bandai Shinden Type 21 George Interceptor, the B-29 killer. These are very good planes. I think I'm going to paint this kind of like an orange color, the whole thing. Instead of painting the green and aluminum on the sides. Like I say, guys, when you buy, that's take it from me. When you buy kits, every time you see go on how you buy a model, buy 2 or 3 of them. And add your stash bar. Before you know it, you got a bunch of models, and you got something to show for your money. In case something goes wrong with the world, you got it all. You don't have to worry about going to the hobby shop looking this no more because you got it in your stash pile. So that's the general idea of having a stash. Because something goes wrong in the world, you got everything you need. Only thing you need now on the fly, in case the worst gets worse, is glue and paint, and that's very easy to get. Well, fellas, it's getting a little. It's starting to get late for me. I got a few things I got to take care of and prepare to get ready to go to bed. I got to get up early in the morning. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, I'll have another hangout for you. But just like it was tonight, maybe a little better. And I'll probably be working on some models, showing you guys some things too. And I'm going to try to get a camera. Look, guys, I hate to leave right now, but right now I got to take off. And I love you guys very much. Thank you very much. I'm honored to all 15 of you. And 14 thumbs up makes me a very happy man. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful to all you great guys out there for coming in on my hangout. I got this thing nipped in the bud now. And I'd like to thank everybody and make mama happy. And take care of yourselves. Spend wisely, stay focused, and take care of your families. You got Thanksgiving coming up. Prepare for that. You got any of this going on, be very careful up there because you got the man out there with the Christmas lights on there. You don't want him pulling you over because he'll make your day the bad way. A day you don't want to give your money to the state instead of to your family for Thanksgiving. So be careful there. If you drink, get a designated driver, and take care of your children, take care of yourselves, and always stay focused on all your surroundings around you. And buy yourself some models, get crazy, and enjoy life's greatest pleasures. That's life itself. This is Frankie Day signing off. Make mama happy. Take care of yourselves, guys. I love you guys very much. And we'll catch you tomorrow 8 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night for another Sunday night hangout with Frankie Day. And I'll be building some models here. Jolly tunes. More show and tell coming your way. I know you'll like that. I know I do. Okay, guys. Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. Love you guys. Catch you all later, boys.